Guys, let's get to some Lions talk now, if we can, because I think this is a big moment in this Lions franchise. And one of the things I want to discuss with you is Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell should absolutely have his contract ripped up and re-signed, not only to an extension, but a significant raise. Dan Campbell makes $4 million a year. He could get that and 3-4 times over if he went to college. Now, I think there is that Texas A&M stuff out there, you know, whether it's a rumor or not, whether he's going or not, it does highlight the discrepancy in pay from what you can make in college to what you can make in the NFL. This is a guy you cannot let go. Not now, not, I don't want to say ever, but in no time soon, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But I think you hit the nail on the head the other day when you brought this up. Dan Campbell is a guy that is focused on winning. He is focused on this team. He is focused on where he is right now. And where he is right now is very comfortable with his $4 million job. And he is working towards trying to get to the NFC Championship and then eventually the Super Bowl, hopefully this year being the same. So I think even if Sheila Hamp came at him right now, and even if they bought him a new deal, said, damn, you have absolutely been amazing. We got to rip this up. It's time to sign a new one. I guarantee you, like, just kind of seeing Dan and kind of getting the feel for his personality. That's fine, but we don't need to do it right now. Right now, I'm focusing on the NFL. To your point, they definitely need to do something as soon as the season ends because he has earned it. He has put this team in a situation where now you have everybody in this country fearing the Detroit Lions. Like, I legitimately heard something I had never heard the other day talking about the Lions were the team to fear in the playoffs. If the Lions got home field advantage, I feel like that. But I didn't think anybody else would feel like that around the country. They said if the Lions got that number 1 seed, the Philadelphia Eagles would be in trouble. And the 49ers, it would be a damn good game. I didn't think I would ever hear that. Just to hear things like that at the end of the season, you definitely need to pay him. But I guarantee if you did it now, Ryan, he would tell you, let's wait till the season's over.
Hey, we all know that Texas A&M job's available. And, yeah, he's a Texas A&M guy. And, boy, would they take care of him and his family. And it would be a great gig. Hard for anyone to turn down that gig. If Dan Campbell goes to Texas A&M, and he won't, but he's further down on the list, and he's doing so great, and he's probably reached his goal of being an NFL coach. That's a great job. Yeah. But the guy's making how much, Ryan? $4 million?
Yeah.
He's one of the lowest paid coaches in the league, and in his 2.5 years here so far, he's done every single thing that he said he was going to do, and we wouldn't want to be without him. Yep. I mean, I want to look on the sidelines and see that guy on the sidelines for the Lions for years to come.
The other thing, too, in terms of like the taking that John Ryan is right now, Dan Campbell, he's always been in the NFL as a coach. Now he's a head coach in the NFL. He's used to coaching men. He's used to coaching grown men, NFL men. He's used to coaching the NFL system. To come from the NFL, which is all you've ever known, to go to the college landscape right now, I mean, you're going to have, like, yeah, $12 million or whatever, but now you have to recruit all season long for like legitimately 365 days. You're steadily recruiting. You're working with high school kids, turning them to men. You got to deal with those personalities and all the things that they are right now. It's a much different day and age than when he was in college, when we were in college. So I think that is the thing that would deter most NFL coaches from going to college.
You know, nobody's saying make, Bill Belichick money at $20 million a year, or Sean Payton makes $18 million a year. Jeez, but Mike Vrabel in Tennessee makes $9.5 million.
He's been in the AFC Championship.
Josh McDaniels makes $10 million.
And he's not even coaching.
And he's not even that's what you're dealing with here when it comes to some of these coaches. You know,
basically, like who wants to pay you, all right? It's like kind of like the old adage, like Las Vegas Raiders. They got, they're in the bind. You got Gritter Gruden. Here's Josh McDaniels. He's been under Belichick for all these years. Mark Davis is in a rush to get a guy with a name to make it work, and they paid him $10 million. Boy, does he wish he had that $10 million back.
At what point do you re-sign Dan Campbell?
End of this year.
End of the year.
End of the year. As soon as, because the big thing I think to your point, I would offer it. Like 100%, I'm Sheila Ham. I am going to offer. But I'm just telling you what I think Dan Campbell would do. So you can offer it now, but I think you definitely get a deal done before the season starts next year. And yeah, he's a guy. Like he's a dude, man. He's gonna. Hey, I signed a 6-year deal. We can wait to talk about then even. But I think you get this guy taken care of because the players will agree with it and he will agree with it. And just like anybody else, I don't care how comfortable you are in a thing. When somebody gives you that security, that reassurance, it makes you feel better and it makes you operate at a higher level.
He's doing a great job, and he's got a great staff. He empowers his staff. He empowers his players, and he's everything that you want this organization to be. He's everything you want the face of your organization to be. The head coach is the face of your organization. It's that way in New England, in Seattle, in Kansas City, in Detroit, in Denver, in everywhere. Yeah. That's who is the face of your organization, and you couldn't ask for somebody better to represent this city, represent this football team, represent the Ford family than Dan Campbell. And I just think when you see, Coach of the Year, he's the favorite to win the Coach of the Year, or a top 2, top 3 favorite to win the Coach of the Year. When you see the transformation in this locker room, when you see the transformation in the community, people in that, like, honestly, how many times have you seen people wear Lions gear?
Every day.
Every day now. But
Dan Campbell.
Before this year. Before Dan Campbell even.
Only on Sunday.
And only at the game.
Exactly.
You never saw people walking around in Lions gear. You really didn't. And I just think the sooner the better, because that way your head coach isn't rumored to be going anywhere.
Yeah.
Not to Dallas, not to Texas A&M, not to anywhere. I think it's incumbent upon this franchise to really take care of him and Brad Holmes, for that matter. Definitely. Brad Holmes, I think, has a 5-year deal. I think those two, I think he had a 5-year deal, and Dan Campbell had a 6-year deal. Those two guys should get locked up right now.
Definitely. Definitely should lock those guys up too. And one thing that they're going to do a good job of too, I think they're following the Dallas Cowboys motto, is paying their guys, taking care of their guys, their draft picks, their people. So I think they both should get taken care of. I mean, you talked about yesterday, you talked about Sam Laporta, you talked about Jahmyr Gibbs, you talked about Brian Branch, you talked about Jack Campbell having his best game. You talk about Aiden Hutchinson. You talk about Penei Sewell. I heard Neil Rule say the other day that Penei Sewell right now, in his opinion, is the best offensive lineman in the NFL. I mean, if you look at stats and you look at numbers, he might not be far off the point looking at it that way. So he's done an amazing job of giving Dan Campbell the soldiers that he needed. Let me stop, because I hate people hate when you do the war with football. He's giving him the players that he's needed on his roster to have this type of success. So they both should be paid, and they're a team. You see the T-shirt thing. Oh yeah. Brad Holmes wears a Dan Campbell T-shirt. Dan Campbell the next week wears a Brad Holmes T-shirt. So they're in this thing together. So yeah, they both should be paid at the same time.
Hey, grit, man, right? This team is grit.
Villains, baby.